following video is brought to you by YouTubePromos.com. It's pretty hard to be noticed in today's YouTubing community, so whether you're trying to make videos for a hobby or you're trying to make it a business-related endeavor, check out YouTubePromos.com. They can 100% guarantee you an increase in viewers and subscribers for affordable prices. Head over to YouTubePromos.com/atomic to get 10% off one of their pricing plans. And with that said, guys, welcome to Atomic Comms.
Hello there, Nintendo normies. Paul Neon Davidson here. Oh, I see you noticed my internet back here. Only cost me $20. But you want to know what the best part of it is? It comes with a bunch of NES games. But what? Oh. You know, I'm starting to think this might not be a good idea.
Let's do this.
Alrighty then, guys, so we are going to be talking about the newly announced Nintendo Switch Online service. This got announced literally just a couple of days ago. Of course, I'm late to talking about it. So, right now I got a list of features that are going to be coming with the service, and we're going to go into each one and just talk about them. So, the features that I am actually going to be looking at, I am getting straight from Nintendo's website. There will be a link in the description for this particular page that I am looking at. I'm going to go over the whole page, verbatim, and in order for how they have it listed here. So first, let's get started with these prices. So, there's going to be two types of memberships. There's going to be individual memberships, which are good for one account, for the accounts that you have on your Nintendo Switch. And there's going to be the family memberships. So if you have multiple accounts on your Nintendo Switch, you have this family membership will be good for 8 of those accounts. And for individual memberships, they range from $3.99 for 1 month up to 12 months, $19.99. And this is in US dollars, by the way, just to let you all know. Prices will vary across the world. And for family memberships for the whole year will be $34.99. So, in terms of the pricing and comparing it to the other online services that the gaming industry has given us, like PS Plus and Xbox Live, it's pretty cheap actually for a whole year. Because, like, to give some context to this, I do have a PlayStation Plus account. I've had one for a couple of years now. That's $60, and yeah, it's or something like that. And main point is, this is way cheaper than the $60 a year for an individual account, and actually really cheap if you're considering the family membership. But it's the fact that we're paying for it in the first place when Nintendo has gone the longest of all the companies to have free online. So disappointing in that, but since we do have to pay for it, the fact that it's so cheap, I will give a plus for that. We have to pay for it, oh well, and for having to pay for it, it's pretty cheap, so pretty alright in terms of pricing. But what do you get for, at least in my case, it would be the whole year $19.99 deal? Well, for any of these online services, you would be getting Nintendo Entertainment System games. Clap, because those games are totally worth a lot nowadays, right? So specifically, I will actually read the little listing that they have right here. Subscribers will have access to NES Nintendo Switch Online, a compilation of classic NES games. The collection will initially include 20 games, with more added on a regular basis. At launch, previously announced games Balloon Fight, Dr. Mario, and Super Mario Bros. 3 will be joined by Donkey Kong, Ice Climbers, The Legend of Zelda, Mario Bros., the original, Soccer, Super Mario Bros., and Tennis. An additional 10 launch games will be announced in the future. So, yeah, quite the collection of games they got there. You know, the games that you've probably owned on your Wii, 3DS, and Wii U for like the last 8 years or whatever like that. Totally worth paying $20 for, or what the heck ever. But there's a little bit more to this. For the first time ever, players will be able to enjoy these classic NES games online. Depending on the game, players can engage in online competitive or co-op multiplayer. take turns controlling the action. Friends can even watch each other play single-player games online and pass the controller at any time. Every classic NES game will support voice chat via the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app. It will also be possible to play these games offline. So, basically, if having NES games sounds so appealing to you, you get to play these games online. What does that mean? I have no freaking clue. But basically, just to give a gist about from what I can get from this, it's that they're going to be having online capabilities for NES games. So if it's a multiplayer game, I guess, you and a friend will be able to play the game like together, I guess. Like in Super Mario Brothers, you have to take turns controlling Mario and Luigi. So while you're controlling Mario, your online friend can control Luigi and, whatever other multiplayer games there are. You can both take turns, or if it's like Mario Brothers in this case, you could both play it at the same time. I mean, that sounds kind of cool, but it doesn't sound nearly as fun as if you just have the person in the room with you. And this actually goes into the other subject matter that I kind of wanted to do a video about, but I think I'll just combine it here. It's the whole, there's no virtual console for the Nintendo Switch announcement that they had. There's not going to be any virtual console, so those classic games that you're going to be able to buy on your Wii, your Wii U, and the 3DS, that's not going to be made available for the Nintendo Switch. Now, while they said that it's not going to be available for the Switch, I seriously think that they're going to be compromising with this whole online thing, where they'll have classic games on there, they just won't be available under the virtual console name. It'll be under a different branding, or you'll have to buy them a different way. And this whole Switch online smartphone app thing, I'll get into that a bit later because they bring this up later. It just sounds like really lame just to be able to talk to each other while playing NES games and all that, because PlayStation 4 does have a mode that is like that, where you can talk to your PlayStation Plus friends online and you can play whatever game you want. You don't have to be playing the same game. But as we saw in Splatoon 2 with that smartphone app, you had to be in the game in order to talk to your friends, and you couldn't have your phone off and all that stuff. So it just probably won't be as enjoyable of an experience as you could have gotten on the PlayStation 4. Either way, I don't know, NES games does not sound worth the price tag, because you probably already own these games, and what is actually stopping you from streaming these games, having your friends on Skype or Discord or whatever you're using, just having you watch them through the stream, and then just talking over that? And they never really even bring up the streaming service that they've been hinting at for a while alongside this. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, but NES games, so that's cool, right? Alright, so before I go on a further rant on these 30-year-old games, let's get into the next feature, which is a much requested feature that we've been wanting since day one of the Switch's release: Save Data Cloud Backup. Huzzah! Finally, we get to have a save cloud for our Switch games. If you need to send your Switch out to get repaired, then you can just store all your data on a cloud, so that way when you get your Switch back, you can just reload the data from the cloud, and you can continue on from where you left off. Everybody is really happy about this, and yeah, I'm happy about it too, but there's one little problem that everybody seems to be looking over for some reason. I've only ever seen one person actually acknowledge this. It's the fact that supposedly you have to be part of this online membership in order to use the save cloud. I don't understand that. By using Nintendo Switch Online, a backup of Nintendo Switch save data for most Nintendo Switch games will be stored online for easy access. This is great for people who want to retrieve their data if they lose, break, or purchase an additional Nintendo Switch system. Well, gee whiz, that sounds awesome. I wish it was free, because we've been wanting this since the very beginning and we're finally getting it. But no, we gotta pay money for a certain amount of time in order to use it, I guess. So online play is next. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be needed to participate in co-op and competitive online features for many current and upcoming Nintendo Switch games such as Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Striker: The Way of the Sushido. Huh. Alright, that's, sounds cool to me. So online play is the next listed item, and it says, a Nintendo Switch Online membership will be needed to participate in co-op and competitive online features for many current and upcoming Nintendo Switch games, such as Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. Swell. So, this is pretty standard, standard feature, being able to play your games online thanks to an online service. Big whoop-de-doo. My only issue is that I don't think Nintendo has enough games to really warrant having an online, operation like this. Because they only really listed, like, 5 games right there. And sure, there'll be more coming out. Like, we got Smash Brothers that'll probably come out later this year. And maybe if Metroid Prime 4 has an online feature, like Metroid Prime Federation Force or whatever like that, then sure, maybe it'll be more worth it as time goes on. But as of right now, like for me personally, Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are the only 2 games I'm playing online. Like ARMS, I'll just put in whenever I want to have fun with my friends. I'm not really planning on getting Mario Tennis Aces and Sushi Striker even more so. But like, the thing with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, almost every single game has an online feature. So it seems more worth it there, but if you're only going to own like 3 or 4 games that happen to have an online feature for it, online multiplayer, whether it be co-op or competitive or whatever like that, and you're not even going to be playing those features that often, is it really going to be worth it then? I guess it really depends on the person. Like I said, I only have those 2 games. Whether or not you're going to be playing Mario Tennis Aces online, or Sushi Striker online, or ARMS online for that matter, or Smash Brothers, and so on and so forth. Maybe it'll be worth it to you. For me personally, it doesn't really seem like it's worth it just yet. But maybe when Smash Brothers comes out, or when E3 comes around, maybe I'll end up changing my mind. But that's my only real nitpick for this particular section for now. So we're going to get on to the next feature. I said feature like a billion times in the last minute. Where are my synonyms? So last and pretty much least, the Nintendo Switch Online app. Because that is still a thing, apparently. The Nintendo Switch Online smartphone application can be used to enhance the online experience for compatible games through voice chat and other features. The Nintendo Switch Online app is for Nintendo account holders 13 or older, and blah 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 blah. Why is this a thing? So raise of hands, people. Who here remembers the Nintendo Switch smartphone app being a thing? Does anybody remember that exists? Because I totally forgot it exists. I have only used that app, the chat app, one time for Splatoon 2, just for a testing video that I did like around the time that Splatoon 2 came out. The streamlined version of what I said in that video is that I thought it was really convoluted, really inconvenient, and really wasn't that impressive, so I gave it a meh rating. Because yeah, it worked, but really, you would be better off just chatting up with your friends on Discord or Skype or whatever like that, because you had to go through so many steps just to set up the freaking chat rooms in this. You would have to have the game and the app open the entire time, and you would have to be on the game, be able to confirm that your friends wanted to join the chat room, and then end up chatting on your phone the entire time. That sounds so confusing when you're just explaining it like I am right now. And like I said, if you're really close friends with these people or have some way to contact them, you probably already have them on Discord or Skype. So just play the games and then just call them over Discord or Skype. So here's my only real thing I'm going to say about this, because I don't want to go on for too long about this either, because I just gave you a solution for this. Just contact the people over Skype or Discord. That's about it. because until they actually start adding a little bit more to this smartphone app, like being able to talk to your friends over, you know, any game or any feature that you have on your Nintendo Switch, because for all intensive purposes, it really should not be this difficult to set up, you know, a voice chat room or whatever, because it's just over your phone. You just have to use a different device in order to use this chat room thing. It's totally fine. The way Nintendo set it up, though, is that it made it so confusing that it was pretty much worthless. As bad as I'm making this app sound, I could kind of see it working, you know, because the Switch doesn't really have any real method, like convenient method of, you know, voice chatting. I mean, the only way to turn on the console is to get up and press the power button if it's in dock mode. There's no other way to do it, so obviously there's no built-in way to do voice chat, so they had to do it through a smartphone app that happens to connect to the console. I could see why they're doing this. They're trying to make their own chatting app. Makes sense. They don't want to outsource to other companies like Discord or Skype. That is totally fine. Problem is, though, it's so convoluted. Like, nobody wants to use this. Since that one video I made, I have never used this application. I don't know anybody that uses this application, and at the same time, I don't see Nintendo ever really dropping this, because this is just that important of an application to them. And my advice to Nintendo is, if you're going to make this a big part of this whole online feature thing that you're trying to do, please streamline this application to, you know, make it easier to use. You know, not have it be so demanding in terms of, like, data power or, you know, battery power, because the battery can go down pretty fast when using this application, according to a couple of friends of mine that used it like a year ago or whatever. I don't know if they've made any improvements to the application or whatever. My point is, doesn't seem worth using, and with that, that's one feature out of these 4 or 5 features that just, you know, total waste of money. So with all that said and done, guys, what is the final verdict for this whole announcement of the Nintendo Switch Online service? While we probably will hear more about this service at E3, which is literally a month away, as of right now, I don't really think it's worth it. It doesn't sound like it has enough going for it. It doesn't sound like it's giving enough back to us, because I've been comparing this to PlayStation Plus mostly, because I don't have an Xbox One or any Microsoft products, so I can't really judge on Xbox Live, but I can for PS Plus, and PS Plus has been pretty worth it to me. There's a bunch of online games that I'm able to play, bunch of online services. They give back games that are well worth the money. Like, I've gotten to play a bunch of games that I probably would not have bought with my own money. I downloaded Bloodborne last month. I downloaded Just Cause like a year ago or something like that. I even got to replay Mighty Number 9 on the PS4, and by the way, it's way better than it is on the Wii U, so totally worth it, even though I didn't spend any money on it, but you go figure. I even got to get a Ratchet & Clank, the 2016 version, even though I already bought it with my own money, but heck, having 2 versions of it on the same console, pretty kind of cool. But Nintendo is not doing that. What games are they giving us? NES games. Games that you can most likely have on a 3DS, have on a Wii U, have on the Wii. I mean, you can't really get them on the Wii anymore because the shop on there is defunct now, but there's still 2 other methods. The 3DS is pretty popular still. So if you have an NES virtual console game, you most likely have it on your 3DS. So getting on the Switch, unless you really want to have these games on the Switch, not really worth it. The only 2 upsides to the Switch service is that it's really well priced. It's pretty low price. You know, it's affordable for families and individuals alike. You know, it's not $60 a year like the other services are. And at the same time, we are getting discounts on certain games like every so often, so much like the other services pretty much. But all of the other issues that I have pointed out are such big issues to me that I personally don't find it worthwhile. Some people will be getting it. I mean, I will be getting it too, even though I just said it's not worthwhile. But that's mostly because I do want to try it out, pretty much. And there might be some games later on. Like, I might change my opinion on this. Like I said, E3 is right around the corner. They are going to be making some updates and some more announcements about this service in the meantime. And it doesn't launch till September, so we got plenty of time to do, you know, free online gaming. You know, you got the whole summer. It's pretty clever marketing there, Nintendo. And I don't know. Maybe my opinion will change in the upcoming months. But for right now, this could have been handled way better. And it's going to be a sad day when I have to finally start paying in order to play Mario Kart 8 online. So, in the end, is this whole application thing a bad idea? Is this whole online service thing a bad idea? It's not. It's just Nintendo trying to keep up with the times. And they're just doing it in a really haphazard way. Do I hope that this service ends up being good and gets improved? Definitely. Do I want to hear more about this service? Yes, I do. Is this the worst thing Nintendo has ever come up with? Not even close. Alright, this could have been handled way worse. And, you know, I'm still going to be getting this online service. I might not think it's worth it, but I'm still going to be getting it. I'll probably do a review of the online service. I mean, there's not really much to talk about with an online service, but with the complaints that I had, I hope those complaints do get addressed. You know, maybe if you really do want to give us some games with online capability, give us some SNES or N64 games or whatever, you know. Give us free first-party titles. You know, free Switch games. Make the cloud save be free for everybody. You know, simple stuff that can be changed that really would make the service way more palatable, in my opinion. And I hope it does well. And I am glad that Nintendo is trying to keep up with the times. I just wish they were doing it in a more concise way. With all that said though, guys, I'm going to stop talking about this online service. I've already given you my opinions. I've given you over 20 minutes worth of details and opinions and rants and all that. I'm not impressed, but I'm still hopeful, is all I can say. There's not much else to say, but if you guys have any opinions or have any suggestions for what Nintendo can do for this online mode, or if you already like it, tell me what you like about it. Tell me down in the comments below what your opinions on the Nintendo Online app and the software and the service and all that. Let me know what you guys think and if you guys are going to be getting it. With that said, guys, I'm going to be heading out now. I'm going to be playing Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon 2 and all that before I got to start shelling out money. And I'll see you next time I make another video. Have a good one, guys.